Hello everyone, my name is Barjesh Kumari, intern 2019 Heritage for All Initiative. Today I am here to present a lecture on challenges in developing rural areas into a tourist destination. Under the theme Rural Development and Tourism, I have come up with a case study of Naina Devi area of Himachal Pradesh in India. So in this lecture I will brief about Naina Devi and how tourism helps in rural development, then discuss some challenges. With that, I'll summarize the lecture. So, Naina Devi is basically a cluster of 169 villages and one town. Its famous motif here is a Hindu temple dedicated to goddess Naina Devi. That's why the name comes Sri Naina Devi Ji. It has a wildlife sanctuary area of 163.5 square kilometers and a Govind Sagar Lake that is a big reservoir of 170 square kilometers. A large number of waterfall birds comes here annually for that reservoir. Now, how tourism helps in rural development? This is a basic concept given by Porche and Chaudhary and in 2016 that says the basic concept of rural tourism is to benefit the local community through entrepreneurial and income generation, employment and opportunities, conservation and preservation of rural arts and crafts and environment and cultural heritage. So basically, it will not only provide livelihood but also can ensure the nature uh, conservation and safeguard the tangible, intangible heritage of the country. That's why tourism can solve the problems of rural people like poverty and unemployment. So I have listed some challenges which are there in developing rural areas into a tourist destination that comes ahead when we plan to solve the problems of rural people through tourism. These are like identification, need for planning, infrastructure, accessibility, promotions, collaboration and integration, skill development and entrepreneurship. So first we have identification, that is community has not recognized the product yet. What can we say that a community has to not recognize the product, they don't know what to sell, what to offer to the tourist. This place obviously have attractions like temple, we have fort, we have sanctuary, but it has its own local culture. That is the major attraction, which can be a major attraction in future if we promote that way, like folk dance, folk song, folklore, and local cuisine. You can see here, and that can give a complete local experience to the tourist. For example, we have this leaf made very traditional and very indigenous plate we have, that is used to serve on the occasions of festivals. Feast is served on this plate that is made up of leaves. This is an example of local culture or local way of living that can be an attraction for others. So we have in same way in the above picture we have local how they cook the feast for that matter, like on marriages, on rituals, etc. So we can also indulge tourists in agricultural activities where they can enjoy learn some new skills. Next, we have need for planning because planning is important. Planning for a sustainable future because we have seen so many destinations have lost their identity, local identity. We cannot lose the local identity of the place for the sake of tourism. Infrastructure development has to keep in mind local architectural style and visual appeal of the destination. For example, here in Naina Devi, religious tourism is concentrated at temple, but we can provide tourists with other alternatives like a homestay, an agri-farm stay, agri-farm visit, a boat ride, a jungle safari, a local ritual participation, celebration, experiences that will matter, that will be something unique and that won't harm the local identity, that won't harm the environment, that won't identity of the place. Next, we have infrastructure and accessibility. Of course, because it's a challenge in India because rural villages don't have proper facilities like we have don't have proper roads in absence of last mile connectivity. That is, the villages are not connected properly. So the tourism cannot grow in that way because they need accessibility. Non-availability of transport, poor roads will impact the demand for the destination. Not only roads, there are no proper water disposal system, drinking water facilities. Our villages lack in all kind of physical infrastructure and amenities. That is the major problem. Next, we have marketing and promotion, of course, because we can target a segment for this rural tourism and an alternate form of tourism because we already have number of tourists who come to visit temple. That is, religious tourism is there, but we need to target the special segment that would be interested in rural activities, and we need to create infrastructure for their needs. Like um, we can make some homestays there. Collaboration and integration is important because we cannot grow in isolation. Tourism has to be integrated. There are so many types of tourism that can exist in the area: cultural, religious, wildlife. But all type of tourisms can be integrated into one term, that is rural tourism. We can develop a concept of a tourist village that can also work where community comes together, community collaborate to conduct tourist activities, community integrate for tourism. So, what can we do? The one who has crop fields can show the farms to tourists, where tourists may enjoy participating in agricultural activities like plucking fruits or sowing seeds, or there are a number of activities involved in agriculture. Like we have this in the picture, farmer is sowing seeds and children are enjoying a ride on the agricultural tool he is using. So these kind of activities we can conduct under rural tourism. Next we have the one who has domesticated animals can show cows and buffaloes and arrange some activities like milking, feeding animals that tourists can enjoy. Tourists can come for a boat ride. The one who has a boat can take tourists on a boat ride. These all activities have to be integrated under one concept. There needs to be a collaboration. The representative who is like mm, hosting the tourist can take the tourist to the local shop. Like the lady here is making some woolen clothes. These are handmade. So a tourist can find it as a souvenir and buy these things. So the income from the tourist will go to community. Like he will pay for boat ride, he will pay for the ride, and he will pay for the activities he has been doing at the farm and at the animals. So these are the ways we can develop rural tourism. Next, we have skill development and entrepreneurship. It's a major challenge because our rural communities lack in these skills. We don't have languages barriers. We have languages barriers like we cannot communicate in English, or they cannot communicate in language tourists speak. They only speak their own local dialects, which tourists cannot understand. So first is community needs these skills, and community needs to be provided with these skills. For that matter, government has already started some initiatives like basic culinary skills are being provided to local women. Like in the picture, you can see basic women of Naina Devi area are learning some culinary skills. They are provided with skills how to serve food, how to cook food, and children are provided with vocational courses like tourism. They can study these courses to earn livelihood later. Skill development and entrepreneurship are must for the tourists. Next, for this matter, we have an example of Tehluri Craft Outlet. It's an entrepreneurial initiative by women's help groups of the Naina Devi that sells handmade local products like woven clothes, pickles, candies, local cuisines. Women have woven some woolen clothes. Uh, these all can be these all they these are some of the example how community has revived their culture, revived their identity, and also earning. So this kind of entrepreneurial startups are required that will lead to community development. Kahluri Craft Outlet is an example. Actually, the word Kahluri is the old name of the place. So next we have so with this rural development can be used as a strategy to solve all the problems of rural people. But the challenge before us are location, as I've already discussed, for accessibility and infrastructure. Location is not supportive, and infrastructure needs, of course, educational needs and skills gap. Overall, tourists, the locals don't have time to do such things like hosting the tourists because they are involved in agricultural activities. They are overburdened and they don't have time. There is feeling of time. And so these are the challenges that rural community uh, has to overcome to really develop rural tourism. Naina Devi area already has tourists in the terms of religious tourists, but they do not stay, so they do not contribute to local community, local earnings, local economy. So the tourist activities has to be like um, it has to be moved to alternate tourism options like rural tourism that can that that's how things can get better. And with this, these are the references I have followed. For all the data is taken from references listed here. We have government government publications and all from that data is taken. So with this, thank you for listening. Have a great